Hi there, my name is Amber Horsley, and it's my deep privilege to share how amazing our God is with you. So this one hits a little personal for me. If any of you know me, know it is my deep delight and treasure to be a mom. I absolutely love that calling and that vocation. And I have two delightful kiddos, and I just love discipling them. I would have more. I very deeply would love to have more kiddos. Right when we first started dating, or when we started talking about, kiddos and how many you want to have and things like that, I always said, two. Because I was one of two and I loved that dynamic, and so I was like, two and done. And he was like, yep, two and done. But then after I had our daughter, I loved it. And I was like, I would for sure have more. Like, I'd have all the kiddos. And my husband was like, nope. He was like, we said two and done. And I'm like, I know, but let's not be too hasty here. Like, let's not be hasty. What God calls. And he very much was like, God will not be calling. No calling. We're done. And I'm just like, nah. And so all these years, my prayer has just been, Lord, help me to be content. I am content. Help me be content with our two sweet babies. And if it be your will that we have more kiddos, just change his heart. Just do a little knock on his heart, and then we'll be good to go. Like, you don't have to convince me. And so that was just my prayer all these years. It's just, if it be your will that we have more kiddos, make that abundantly clear tonight. So, after Charlie Kirk's assassination, that just stirred a lot of people and just shook people, and sometimes that brought things to the surface. And so it was shortly after that, we were driving, and Nate just out of the blue was, so don't get too hasty here, but maybe we can consider having another kiddo. And of course, for me, oh my goodness, that just, okay, let's do this. Like, I was all about it. I was so ready, so excited, just like my heart was open again, just to having more kiddos. And I was just so excited. And pretty much as soon as that door opened, he closed it again. Very shortly after, we had a conversation, and he was like, you know what? Life is just too busy right now, too chaotic with work and just all the things. And I'm like, yes, but I mean, it would be me. I would be the one caring for 9 months, and then it would be me with the baby, and he's like, no. And so I was crushed. Just because, all these years, my prayer has been, Lord, help me be content. And I was, and I was content. But once that door was open, all those desires, all that yearning, all that just anticipation of being a mom again came back. And so it was so hard when he shut that door. And so we had a couple other conversations about that, and just, recently we were talking, and he opened that door again. He was like, you know what? I know it means a lot to you, and I know you want another. So, okay, we'll try again for a little bit, but the end of the year, we're done, official. And I was like, okay, but then the weirdest thing happened. My heart flipped. It was so odd, because I don't even have words for even in those moments, but right then when he said that, shortly after, I just had this check, and just this brain was like, no, we're done. And I was like, hold up here. That has never been me. Since I had Adelie, it was always, I would want more. I'm all about the babies, all the babies. So very much I was like, hold up here. What do you mean back there? We're done. No. And so, yeah, even right after Nate was like, hold on here, kind of give me mixed emotions. I was like, I know, hold up, me and God, we're gonna have a powwow. We have to do lots of conversing tomorrow, because I don't know. And so I did. the next day, just like lots of talking with God and just praying, like, Lord, like, hold up here. Like, what I'm hearing is that we're done and that we shouldn't have any more kiddos. But like, your word says, like, more arrows in the quiver, and that, it's our calling to make more disciples, and I can make more disciples, and just like everything in your word says to have more babies. And so like, I'm super confused, and like, that's always been in my heart, and I always want more kids. And so, I'm hearing the answer is no. And so I must be wrong. Like, I must be wrong. Like, I'm gonna clean out my little ears, my hearing for you. And so, let me check again. I'm hearing no, make it abundantly clear that I'm wrong. Let me hear yes. Nothing. Okay. Let me go over here, God, over here. Hello. I was hearing no, seems a little strange. Let me try again. Over here, like, you want us to have more kiddos? Yes? Still nothing. So I'm just like, okay. And especially because the fact that I asked. I have to be obedient. I have to be obedient. And that day was really hard because, I have this little digital photo frame, and wouldn't you know that all the pictures were of just like me with my newborns and their early years and all the things. And everything to give me baby fever was right there, let me tell you. And so I had all the feels. Nothing changed, like nothing in my heart of hearts of loving being a mom and loving to do it over again, and all the things changed. None of that changed. It was all still there. So that flesh, like the desire was so much there, especially because I know that he gave me the open door. Like, it's me now about to say no. And I know I'm going to say no because I have to be obedient to what God calls for me, even if it's not what I want. And so, I conversed with a couple of my really close friends, just like, what's going on? But all of us kind of said the same thing. And because one of the big things I haven't said yet, but, well, I guess I did. It was when he brought it up to me, what did he say? Because you really want it. You really want to have more kiddos. He even said, even in that moment, he was like, I really don't. I don't want more kiddos, but I know that you do. And so God, being good, was also helping me be submissive to my own husband, as on to God. And so just, he helped me to, on myself, like, hear from him of, we're done. And be content in that. Because another thing that I thought of afterward is, it easily could have become something years down the road that could have built resentment. It always could have been the thing, well, I wanted more kiddos and you never let me, or something like that. Whereas at this point, I can't say that. He gave me the green light. Like, we could have more kiddos. Yet my answer was no. My answer was, we're done. It was so odd for all the reasons, but especially because all of my desire to have more kiddos or to be a mom again, go through the newborn stage and all the things, and have more sweet babies to disciple, all of my yearning and desire was still there. But I was now content. It changed. Like, with seeing those pictures, all those things, all of that temptation was very much there that day. But I knew that we were done. And that though even what I want wasn't going to happen, it was, but what is his will? And again, the biggest thing, and 100% is, I could have just ignored it. I could have just, absolutely, like, he said we can go again, let's do this thing. But at that point, I would be deliberately walking in disobedience, doing exactly what I told my children not to do. Because at that point, I ask God, and I hear from him an answer, and I choose to go my way, I am now 100% walking in disobedience. Whereas, I genuinely think, like, if I wouldn't have asked, and if he would have said that, I'd be like, let's go. And, we were pregnant again, I don't think that wouldn't be disobedience, because I didn't ask, I didn't seek after his heart. But just because everything in my life I try to do, I try to seek after God's heart, I knew that we're not called to. And though that's crazy for me to think about, just because I know we're supposed to raise more disciples, it also fits in with some of our life plans that we've had. Since probably really early in our marriage, we kind of had talked about having foreign exchange students. And so, though we will, at this point, never have any more biologic children of our own, we do plan on having a lot of other people in our house and having our home be a platform where people feel that they're welcome to come, and that, Lord willing, that when they come into our home and they live with us, that they get to see how much we love the Lord, and that we live that out in our daily activities, and how we pray, and how we just live, and how we just every aspect of our day from dawn until dusk, how we do it for the glory of God. And Lord willing, if that's what they see, then when they go home, they get to bring that with them. And then, at that point, we can impact even more lives, and Lord willing, more countries through our actions. And so, God is good, and his ways are better than our ways. And so I know these are the plans that he has for us, and I'm excited. Am I sad that I'm never going to be able to go through pregnancy and labor again? Absolutely. As crazy as it sounds, if you heard my videos before, I loved pregnancy and I loved labor. I would do labor again. I treasured those moments because I got to feel my brain just let go and my body do it. I got to feel God's design for labor and how he designed our bodies to do this. And it was such a beautiful thing for my faith that I would love to do it again. But I won't, and that's okay. And I'm content in what we have. And I'm looking forward and I'm excited to how God is going to use us in this. And I'm thankful that I listened to his calling and I didn't walk my own way and I didn't fall through for my fleshly desires, and that I'm choosing to follow God in his call for my life, even though it's hard at times, and even though oftentimes I would have it a different way. But I know that his way is better than mine. And I look forward to seeing the fruit that'll come.